What up? What up? It's Ibn Webb, Karan Sam here. Got official Thanksgiving I'm doing here. Got my big cousin coming on, Shukirra. When I talk about, my everyday heroes, she's one of them. Little does she know. You know, growing up in Newark, just living her life, ultimately becoming one of Newark's finest here, Newark police officer, what have you, for some years here. Um, this great life, some ups and downs like we all have. But I mean, just thriving, just being a grandma, everything else here. Like I said, I get a little giddy sometimes when I do this. So I got my big cousin on. Looking forward to just talking to her, poke at her a little bit, get a little nosy maybe, and we're just gonna go from there. Hold tight. There we go. What's up there?
Hello. Oh, I'm taking my glasses off. Wait a minute now. All right.
I'm saying, we there now. We need our readers and all that stuff.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I know. I'm almost there. Yeah, I'm holding on. I'm holding on as long as I can. I know they coming though. I know they coming. How you been?
I just started this year. I just started.
You just started with them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we here to see it and we here to put them on. So I'm okay with that when that time comes. How you been?
I'm pretty good. And yourself? How you been?
I'm good, running around like everybody else. I mean, I know things opening up, still trying to be safe with all this stuff going on. So, I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's good. You looking good.
Likewise here. Likewise. I can't believe I don't want to. I almost slipped and called you grandma here, but I know you. Wow.
Okay, it is what it is.
I know. I know.
Good with it.
Okay.
I can do about it.
Yeah. Nah, I know. Nah, I appreciate this. I know when we talked or what have you, like I said, it's something for fun I just been doing. And I mean, I just been having a blast doing this, whether it's family or not or what have you. But, even sitting here with you now, I feel like, I mean, technically I am your little cousin. So I still got that little cousin syndrome in me right now here. Like, wow, like, I'm talking to my big cousin here. But nah, so basically what I do, I mean, I get a little nosy. I might poke at you. Tell me, like, hey, mind your business. You know what I mean? That's my life. I don't care to share it or what have you here. But just celebrating everybody, such as yourself here. Like I said, I mean, I know we see people on big screens and all this other stuff here, but those ain't my heroes. People such as yourself, you guys are my heroes. And for me, just to want to just talk a little bit here, like I said, I'm appreciative of this. So I just want you to know that before we even got started.
I know. I appreciate that you want to talk to little old me.
There we go, the little old me.
Your little big cousin.
Little big cousin. So that's it. Like, I'm assuming, I don't want to assume too much, but you was born in Newark, correct?
I was, yes.
Yeah. So what ward? It's like 50 different wards in Newark. Where we at?
Oh, what was I born in? Or I mean,
where was you born and grew up at?
Oh, I was born at Beth Israel Hospital. That's in the South Ward, but I grew up in the North Ward on First Street in the Spires. I think at that time, it was called the Academy Spires back then.
Academy Spires, yes, right off 280.
Right off of 280. It's still there. There.
I know when I come through, I mean, I always tell my little one, I'm like, you have some cousins up in that building here. So she gets like, take it back with all these tall buildings because she don't see too many. I mean, it's some in Hartford up here in Connecticut, but not too many. But when we go down there, like between that and also had on my father's side some folks in the colonnades. So
right.
So I have family like straight up 280 to them, both of those buildings. How was your childhood? How would you describe your childhood?
I mean, growing up, we thought it was amazing. I mean, it was a thing that was a good childhood. Of course, now that you're older and you have your own kids and your own family and stuff, you look back like, well, God, we had it rough. Mm-hmm. Like, wow, that's what it was. But, growing up in it at the time, to us, it wasn't rough at that time. We were just being kids and playing, and we had mostly the things that we needed and wanted and stuff, I guess. So to me, it was a good childhood.
Yeah. What you get into as far as activities or anything?
I really wasn't into any real activities or anything. And then I was my mom's only daughter, so she wasn't really letting me do too much. Mm-hmm. As you know, growing up, we were brought up Muslim, so we really couldn't do too much as the girls. The guys got to do more things than we could. Mm-hmm. So I really didn't, growing up, I really didn't do too much. Just again, hung out with the cousins and the friends and stuff. That was pretty, and the family. That's all we pretty much did.
How was school for you?
To me, back then, school was really, really hard. It was difficult.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a good student in school. Learning was difficult, and I really don't know why. But yeah, school was real difficult. But now I'm like, wait a minute, why was that so hard? I was really bad in spelling and stuff, and now I'm like, okay, somebody asked me to spell this. I'm like, wow, I really know how to spell stuff now. But yeah, I wasn't that A student, that person that just sat there and studied and stuff. I was one who talked too much.
You was the one that talked too much?
In school, yeah. I was the one getting in trouble for talking too much. And yeah, so school wasn't an easy thing. And like, again, I really don't know why. I don't think it really clicked for me in school until I got to high school. But grammar school, it wasn't that easy for me. I mean, I passed and made it through. I was never kept back or anything, but looking at old report cards and stuff, I was like, well, damn, you really wasn't. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell the boys that they're older now, so, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little, you get a little more truthful with them a little bit.
yeah. But yeah, so school was difficult. I mean, I had friends and all that kind of stuff, so it wasn't, anything bad like that. The work itself just didn't click with me back then at that time. And at some point in time, when I got to high school, it just all clicked and I would just be, oh, okay, fine. I know this. I know that. So, yeah.
Now, even in high school, where'd you go to high school at?
I went to Barringer High School over in the North Ward. Yeah.
And then high school, I mean, you mentioned talking a whole lot there. Did that continue there? You get in any little trouble or you just...
I was never one for really getting in trouble.
Okay.
Even, like I said, in grammar school, I got in trouble for talking, of course, from sitting in class talking and stuff. I was never one for getting in trouble or anything. I pretty much always stayed with my little circle of people and did my little own, my own thing when I wanted to. So I was never a troublemaker or anything like that.
Yeah. So, now, even being in school, did you know what you ultimately ended up being as what you are now? Did you want to pursue a different career or go to college? I'm like, what was it for you back then, if you could recall?
No, I always wanted, I didn't know I was a police officer at the time, but I always wanted to, I guess, do things that help people, I guess.
Okay.
My favorite show was Wonder Woman. I used to love watching Wonder Woman and
Linda Carter, huh?
Yes, I've always wanted to do stuff like that. And again, growing up in the projects, First Street was considered the projects, but it wasn't considered the projects because it wasn't a publicly owned building. But we still had, we had the drugs and different things going on in there. And I guess I wanted to help people, not knowing that it was the police thing until I maybe got a little older. Okay. Maybe about 13, 14, I said I wanted to be a police officer. But that was always my ultimate goal. I always wanted to be a police officer. Like, again, from watching those shows and stuff on TV. Did I ever think I was going to do it? No. Yeah. I didn't. I fell into that stereotypic thing, I guess. I was a teenage mother, everything. And my mother was like, no, being a police officer is not the type of way to go. You need a more stable job, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, you're right. That's what I need to do. And I went on into the business world and, had office job and stuff like that. Then I was like, no, this is what I wanted to do. And I went and I applied for it. So, yeah.
When did you get in? Well, how old were you when you got in?
I started the police academy right before my 20s. So I guess I was like 27. Okay. Yeah. I think I was right before my birthday or right after my birthday or something. So we had started the process. I was 27 when we first started all the process for getting to the police academy and stuff. But I think by the time we officially started, I think I was 28 when we officially started. 27 to 28 when I officially started. So, yeah.
Even being in, and I hate for this to even be an issue here, but I mean, it's the world we living in. But being a female in a police academy, like just how was it for you? Did they treat you any different, or did they treat you the same? I mean, how was it just getting in and doing your thing here?
In the police academy itself, they treat us the same. They did. They let us know that, look, you gotta go through the same thing the guys gotta go through. You're gonna be out there with the guys. You're gonna have to, So they treat us the exact same. Your other classmates and stuff, of course, the guys treated you like a woman and stuff. Like, okay, no, you do this, but the training itself, we all got the exact same training. We all able to, we all had to fight each other, defend ourselves, and practice and stuff in the academy and stuff. But I think even when you're on the job, the guys know you have the training and they know you have the ability, but maybe it's just, I don't want to say the macho-ness of it, or just the protectiveness of it, that you're like, okay, she's a girl, I want to go first, so I want to make sure she's good. And as a female, I'm like, I can do the same thing you can do, so I want to make sure you're good. So, and I think that helps each other, because we're both, as partners, when you're out on the street, making sure each other are good. So, but the police academy, no, they treat us the exact same. They didn't do anything special for us. They didn't allow us to do, female push-ups and men no, you had to do the exact same thing. If the man had to run, or the fellas had to run, 2 miles, you was running 2 miles too. So there was no difference or anything inside the police academy. We were all treated the exact same.
Now, what was the day like at the academy? Was it the same throughout the whole time, or did it, as far as like the in classroom and even like outside of the classroom stuff, was it all the same, or did it vary?
Classroom stuff is classroom stuff. You're learning, you're studying, you're going over, rules and regulations, and our Attorney General guidelines and things that we have to learn book-wise for being on this job that you have to know. So classroom stuff is classroom stuff. You're in a classroom setting and you're studying and hearing lectures and stuff like that. Day to day, our physical training, you didn't know what you were doing. You didn't know you're going to be running 2 miles or 5 miles that day. You didn't know if you're going to be running, up and down a hill doing burpees, or, bear crawls up and down the hill. You didn't know what time you were getting back. You didn't know if you're going to be working out in your regular uniform, or if they're going to let you change into sweat. So all of that was up in the air, because just like being on the job, you don't know what's going to happen day to day. So back then, again, I don't know how the training is now, but back then we could be in the middle of lectures or something, and then they're like, okay, we got to do this, because again, in the street, things change in a split second, and they would keep us on our toes that way in the academy to, again, prepare us as much as they can for being out in the street. So the academy days, again, they were difficult while we were doing it, and hard, and there were times when I was actually preparing to go into the academy, and I was telling my family about going into the academy. Everybody was like, oh, you're a girl, you're little, you're this, you're that, you don't run, you don't do this, you might cry, you might do this. And I'm like, I'm gonna cry, well, I'm gonna cry.
Right.
But they don't try to break your spirit in the academy. They try to prepare it, because again, these are the things that you're gonna deal with people out in the street and stuff. And if you can't deal with it in a classroom or in a structured setting, you can't deal with it out in the street. So those are things that they, after the academy, I would come home and be like, oh my God, I can't make this. I can't do this. But by that time I had 2 kids, and I'm looking at them like, yeah, I got to do it. I can do it. I can do it. There's no turning back now.
Yeah.
I did have my career that I could have gone back to, but in my mind, I didn't allow myself to say, you know what, you can fall back on it, because I didn't want to fall back on it. I wanted to prove to not only myself, but to my boys, being a single mother, that my mom can do this. And I did it.
Yeah. Remember the graduation day?
Oh yeah, that was good. I was like, oh, we're over.
Yeah.
It's over. But it was good because it was over. But then it was like, oh, wait a minute, this is for real. I'm really about to do this. I'm like, y'all really gave me a gun and a radio, and I gotta like really know what's going on and stuff. So yeah, but graduation day was beautiful, because I knew I accomplished it. It's kind of like graduating high school or graduating college is you did it. You did it. So I was happy that I did it.
Yeah, because I know you mentioned the boys. I'm thinking like even early on, like how the hell you do this? And I mean, again, obviously, I know this. You had help and support or whatever because we all need it. But and just even get what was you posting up at as soon as you got out? Where they have you at?
When I first graduated, I was in the North District.
Okay.
That's our precinct. That's on Lincoln. Over at the time, it used to be a boys and girls club over that way. So I knew exactly where it was because my kids went to that boys and girls club in the summertime. Because other than that, I really never had to go to any police precinct.
Yeah.
Up until the time I became a cop, it's not like I hung out the police precincts or anything. So, excuse me. So that's where my training started at in the North District, and it was scary. It was scary because again, you're in the classroom, you're training, you with all the people that you started with, and you had them to fall back on. And now they put you in training with a senior officer and somebody I had no clue who they were. And I got to sit in the car with them. At that time, we were working 10.5-hour shifts. And I'm like, I got to sit in the car with this person for 10.5 hours. I don't know this person. What am I supposed to be doing? And, you know, I got to learn to listen to a radio and pay attention to everything around me and still think of all the stuff that I learned inside the classroom. And so, yeah, it was very scary. And I think that first day, actually, when I first graduated, it was during a heat wave and we had rolling blackouts. So my first day, I had to send my children away because I didn't have any power at my house and I knew I had to go to work. And I'm laying in my house in the dark, listening to a police radio, have no clue what they're talking about because
you learning, yeah. You still
I'm learning. I'm just listening to what's going on and like, oh wow. So yeah, it was scary, but it was fun looking back. And actually, my training officer retired now. When I always tell him, we had thank him for training me. So.
And so you was out doing blackouts.
Yeah, it was like I said, it wasn't a blackout. It was rolling blackouts because it was during a heat wave.
Yes. Yeah.
So different areas was blacked out, and then the power come on, and then this area we blacked out. I think that was maybe the first 2 days that we were on the street that was happening during the heat wave and stuff. So it wasn't nothing major, but it was like it's a heat wave in Newark, and it's the summertime. So whether heat wave or not, it's like 1 million people out in the street, and I'm like, wow. It's not just the people that I know in my area. I'm driving around areas that I didn't even really know of all the streets. I mean, because growing up in Newark, you hang out in your area. You hang out, you live here, your family lives here. Your boys probably, your girlfriends live over here. That's the only area you really hung out in. There was areas in Newark that we pretty much didn't even go in because we just didn't. You couldn't go past certain the other side of Branchburg Park, except for to go to school. So that was all I knew. But now I'm driving around like the whole city, the whole North Ward, like, oh, wow, wait a minute. Where am I at? I got to pay attention to where I'm at. And, so it was just learning. It was just learning and getting comfortable with being who I am and being in the position of people really wanting me to help them in their time of need. So a lot of the people just want to be heard. They want to tell their story. And as a police officer, you have to listen and you have to be compassionate. You have to have empathy and understand that this is a devastating time for whatever they call the police for. This is devastating to them. They're going through something that they had to call the police for, and their world is being turned upside down at this moment. And we're there to fix whatever problem that they're going through at that moment. And that takes time and time to learn to listen to other people and, help them in which is something that I've always wanted to do and I love to do. But coming out the first day, you don't know to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you remember one of your first calls or two here when you first got out? Because obviously Newark is action-packed and things are jumping off good, bad, or indifferent here. Remember something you mentioned being scared. You mentioned one of those calls or something you heard like.
Well, being scared is just not even being scared, being nervous.
Right.
Because you just never know what's going to happen at any point in time. And again, I was new. But most of it is, my baby father, did this, or my son won't listen. People always think that Newark is nothing but pow pow, stealing cars and stuff, and it's really not. That's really only 1% of the stuff that goes on in Newark. And you only hear about the bad things. And
of course.
99% of the time, Newark, you have a really array of people that really love the police and that are really nice people. But the first call that I went to that I can remember was pretty much the lady, her and her teenage son, wasn't listening, and she felt she couldn't handle him. And again, I'm new, so back then I'm watching the senior officer, so I know how to handle myself in the situation and stuff. And again, like I said, people just want to be heard, because again, this is a devastating situation that they're going through at this time, that they have to call the police. And they want to be heard, and they need guidance on whatever they feel is the next step, that they need to take with whatever the situation is. So.
That makes sense here. Then what about testifying? How are you in court?
Court. First time or even now, court is always nervous. You're always nervous with testifying in court. Because somebody is questioning you about, what you did and all that kind of stuff. But if you stay true to who you are, whether you're doing the job or in court, you know what you did, then pretty much the facts always speaks for itself. This is what I did. This is how I did. This is why I did it. And that's pretty much it. I just always stay with whatever the paperwork says. This is what I did. This is what I did. And this is how I did it. But yeah, court is always, a nerve-wracking situation. So, but like I said, once you do it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you do it a couple of times, then you're okay with it.
Yeah, and probably too, you start knowing the attorneys and knowing their styles and this and that. I'm sure there's certain faces you might see in court as far as public defenders. I'm assuming. I could be wrong.
More of the public defenders you will know more.
Okay.
Opposed to their lawyers and stuff.
The private attorneys,
yeah, that's an array of people. And 9 times out of 10, you very rarely do you even have to testify. You always in court, and you testify mostly in grand jury cases, opposed to really testifying to a lot of trial stuff. You still have to be there just in case. But yeah, like I said, once you start doing, you just get more relaxed with it and everything, and that's it. You just talk it over and you go with what's there and everything. So,
Now, even throughout your travels as a police officer here, you meet a gentleman. I want to say his name's Douglas. Yeah. So, how this come about here? And the last I checked, he's a police officer. Last I checked too, right?
Yes, my husband. Yes.
Fraternizing on the job. I mean, I don't know how this go down here.
We were in the same class together. We were.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Yes, we were. We were in the same class together. But we were friends.
Yeah.
We were all friends. We had our little study group of people that we would study and everything, and we were friends. And then one thing led to another, I guess. Yeah. Apparently so. So.
Yeah. But it's got to be, a great thing, though, because, you can share what's going on. You kind of know each other's day, kind of, but in the same breath, I know both of y'all probably need y'all me time, too, to get away from, the policing and talking about the job and everything. I know some houses have rules. We're not talking about this at the crib.
We really don't. When we first got together, our kids were young. He had one son and I had 2 boys. So our kids were really young at the time, and it wasn't, what was happening at work today and everything. We worked at 2 different precincts and stuff. Okay. But usually when we did get together and stuff, it was the boys did this and this kid did this and this kid did that. And so we really didn't talk about the job. And even now to this day, we'll say, maybe a tad bit here and there about the job, but our focus is not completely on the job till this day, because it's our job, it's our career, and we love it, and we handle everything with our job. But that's not the focus at home all the time, unless something comes up.
Makes sense.
He's very in, well, I'm not even gonna say he, but we're both very active with different organizations with our job. So things come up with that we do have to talk about. But on our personal level and stuff, it's not always just job related, it's other stuff because that will become over consuming if that's all you have to talk about, especially once the kids grew up and they're out. If that's all we had to talk, we're like, look, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna work. So
nah, no, those kids can't be. Yeah, once they bounce, you can't use them as a buffer. No more.
you don't use them as a buffer anymore. It's just like you're like, oh, wait a minute, you still here? Like, wait a minute, you still here? Like, what? So yeah, but as it being on the job, there were times that we worked around the same schedule. We never worked in the same precinct or anything, but we've had the same schedule. So there was times when I went in specialized units or something, he would hear what was going on, and he's like, okay, everything gets quiet, and everything is settled down. The next thing I know, I'm like, what are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I heard you guys coming on. I just want to make look, I can't focus on you and focus on work.
Yeah,
I gotta focus, So yeah, there were times where he would, show up, or he would have a scene and we would have to show up at his scene and stuff like that. But we never really worked. We do overtime stuff together, maybe special events and stuff, we'll work together, but we don't physically work together. Have we ever physically worked together in a precinct at the exact same time?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned organizations. What else, the job or even outside of the job, have you doing as far as they keep you busy and doing some stuff here? You mentioned the organizations here.
Well, we're part of the Bronze Shield, the North Bronze Shields, which is the Black police organization for Black officers, within the city, making sure everybody is being treated equally and stuff like that. So we do a lot of stuff with that. He's part of the Northman softball team. Okay. And they do a lot of volunteer service with different things and different organizations like the Boys and Girls Club and stuff like that. So I always, I'm always there to help out and do stuff in aspect of stuff like that. We're very big supporters and activities with our FOP, with our Fraternal Order of Police, our union and stuff. So different activities and stuff that goes on with all of these different organizations. We always make sure we're active and we're with them and stuff.
Interesting, because folks, like you mentioned, they only want to talk about the bad stuff, and then you just shared a couple of things that some people don't even know about when it comes to the police department, other activities, and having their hands in the community or what have you. Now, even with the sign of the times, and I mean, it's always been crazy, but things are heightened, with the whole with police officers and them being frowned upon, certain ones here. Like, how has that impacted you? Like, whether guilty or not guilty, as far as some of these police officers and the shootings, how does that impact you or your train of thought just being out there?
It makes you, it heightens your awareness of the people around you. Like, I mean, you're always aware of your surroundings. It heightens a little bit more because we do know that there are people that don't like us just because of the uniform that we wear, which is understandable. But one bad apple doesn't make the whole tree go bad.
Right.
So, and because our profession is in the forefront, there's bad teachers, there's bad priests, there's bad judges, there's bad people everywhere. And that's how we try to relay and talk to the community. Older people are going to have their opinion. Some people you just can't change their opinion. Right. So we try to start with the youth. We try to let them understand that, look, everyone's not bad. If you need help, you still come to the police. We are here to help you. We're going to help you. So it heightens your awareness of the people around you, because there are some people who want to do bad to you because you are a police officer. But just because there are people that want to do bad to us doesn't stop me. And I can speak for my husband, doesn't stop us from wanting to help other people in the community. And even that person who want to do bad to us, we'll still help them to let them know that every officer is not bad. Whether the officer is Black, white, or anything else, everyone, we all not cut from the same cloth. We're here to help and serve the community. And that's what we do.
Because you figured even with that, and you got Joe and Isaiah here, like anything different you had to tell them as their mother being a police officer as they grew up and started to see things for themselves?
Well, remember, I'm still a Black woman.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. On top of that,
right. And
first and foremost,
first and foremost,
That's right.
and I have Black sons.
Yes.
So I had to give them the same speech that every African American family had to give their Black sons and daughters now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you approach by the police, you have to stop, be respectful, put your hands up. Because again, they don't know when they're being pulled over, the officer doesn't know that their mother's a cop.
Right.
The officer only sees a Black man driving or a Black man doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to give them the same speech that every African American family has to give their children with the times that are today, which I did. Did I like it? No. I'm even to this day, even though they're older, I'm still scared for them. Because again, when you're pulled over, the first thing they see is a Black man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and I just pray for them, which is pretty much the only thing we all can do for our children, you know, and I just tell them, like, this is how it is, and I'm sorry, this is what you have to go through. But as long as you're not doing anything wrong, and if you feel that they're doing anything wrong to you, I'm going to have your back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can do. I have your back, and we'll take it. Because again, I'm your mother. Mm-hmm. First and foremost.
That's right.
That's my job. Okay. Mm-hmm. So again, if they pull you over because you got your tail light or you on your phone or something like that, understandable. You know, things you're not supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Now, if they take it too far and it starts going another direction, then we'll move in that direction if we have to.
Yeah. Another thing I might be pronouncing or not saying this correctly, is there like a police Olympics or something y'all like go or used to be pre-pandemic?
Oh,
like,
yeah, the Police Olympics.
Okay, yeah. Like what's that all about?
We try to have, and it started before I came on that I know of.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the correct word. I can't think of the correct word. But when you want to bridge, you want to bring other officers over here, so officers in Puerto Rico, officers in Dominican Republic, officers from different places, just try to have some type of camaraderie with each other and just go through different sports against each other. Softball, bowling, women's softball, golf, shooting, track and field.
Okay.
Just different sports and stuff. And again, we'll travel to their location, they'll travel to our location at different times of the year, just to bridge and, just to have some relaxation and, sit and understand that, their officers there and what do they go through and we're officers here. This is what we go through, but we can all come together and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, enjoy some time.
So what did you play?
I bowl. I bowl and I used to play softball.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to play softball.
You bowling 300, so what we doing?
Yeah, no. I'm getting there.
Oh, you getting there? Oh, we gonna keep
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying.
I hear you.
We got some good bowlers on the team, so I'm not as good as them. I don't have my own ball with my name and stuff on it yet, but yeah.
Oh yeah, those the ones that they come with the ball, the glove,
the shoes, and everything.
The shirt, everything. Yes. Yeah, they laced up and down.
Yes.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
I know. For being a police officer or what have you, like what has it taught you like that sticks with you to this day?
That we're all the same. We all have the same fears. We all have the same wants.
Yeah.
So no one's really different, and yeah, that we're all the same, and we all go through some things and stuff. And that it's taught me people are actually really nice.
Yeah.
People are very, very nice. Mm-hmm. People, and I can only talk for the city of Newark because that's where I work at. People of Newark are really, really nice. Mm-hmm. They really, no matter, again, we have our projects, we have our situations, we have our areas and stuff. But even those people, even the people in that area, I don't want to say those people because it's not those people, but the people in hard, going through hard times, they really still care about everyone. So it's shown me that people really are empathetic to other people, in the community. Mm-hmm.
No, most definitely. You got a couple of more minutes? I know you.
Sure.
Cool. Ask some crazy random questions. Just have some fun. Have some fun here. when outside of that squad car and all that, when you drive, you prefer the parkway or the turnpike?
Turnpike if I'm going real far. So I mean,
Okay.
turnpike so you can just take that nice ride and just play the music and let the wind blow.
Yeah. When the uniform's off and you chilling, like, what do you like to do when outside of you never stop being a mom? I know that, but when you need a break, like, what is your interest? What do you like to do?
I'm a foodie. I like to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like to go to different places and try different foods, and yeah, I like to eat and just sit back and chill. I love being with the family. I love everybody coming over.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it doesn't have to be anything planned or anything. You can come over with a case of White Castle burgers. It's just everybody being over and having a good time, laughing and joking and stuff. I really, really enjoy and like that family quality time and stuff with the kids, the grandkids, and all that kind of stuff. I like stuff like that. But I love traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I love traveling. It could be again, just to Maryland, just something small.
Yes.
But I love just going somewhere and just decompressing and listening to music and stuff. I like doing stuff like that.
Nah, I hear you. I couldn't agree more here. First Street or Central Ave?
First Street.
All day, huh?
That's right. That's where Academy Spies is. Garden Spies, whatever you want to call it. First Street all day. Oh.
Bragman's or Cooper's?
Coopers. I'm a Coopers. I love Coopers.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't make them the same like they used to back in the day. It's still
a lot of stuff is slipping.
I know, right? A lot of stuff is slipping, but it's still Coopers.
A lot of stuff slipping. Sandwiches is getting smaller.
Sandwiches getting smaller.
Yeah.
Yes, but you still walk inside Cooper's on Orange Street, and it brings me back. You smelling all the smells and stuff. I'm loving it. So yes, I'm loving Cooper's.
All right. Sharp James, Cory Booker, or Ross?
Oh, Jesus, that's a hard one.
Don't worry, you're still getting your pension.
You know what? Sharp will always have a place in my heart because I got on the job when he was still the mayor. Mm-hmm. So he would always have a place in my heart for that, for giving me the opportunity to do the career that I love doing. Yeah. Cory's an amazing speaker. Mm-hmm. Cory is an amazing speaker. Roz is for the people. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Speaking even Sharp James said, I heard he's trying to run for councilman or something. I got somebody sent me an article probably a couple of weeks ago, talk about he's about to sue some because of the felony they won't let him run or something was going on there. But he had his name in the paper, 80 plus years old, still trying to do something here.
Yeah, I don't really get into the political world and stuff like that. So if he is, I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah. But again, I stay to the back. I'm on the police side, making sure everything is good on that side. Yeah. So if he is, I didn't hear anything about that though. Yeah.
Now with Nork, what's changed since you first got on, or even as a kid? What's changed in Nork? Has anything changed? You think?
I mean, I guess a lot has changed. Okay. A lot of the tall buildings that we used to have and areas we used to hang out in, they're not there anymore. Mm-hmm. The corner bodegas are always the corner bodegas, but they're different than from when we were younger and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the streets are still the street and the people are still the people. So, yeah. I think it's more people in the city of Newark now than it was back then. Okay. Yeah. I think it's more people. I mean, I guess because back then, I only had my little area that I was in, so I only saw them. So now I get to see a lot more people, so that's why it's probably more people. Mm-hmm. But I guess just with the times, the young kids are totally different than they were when we were younger. I don't think they're as respectful as I think we were. Then again, the older people probably didn't think we were that respectful. Right, that's how I see it. That's exactly how I see it. Right. But I think we were very respectful back then because we had the whole community beating us at the time back then. They don't have that these days. The whole community, raising the children like they did when we were younger, or rather even looking out for the kids and stuff. I don't know if they have the block kickball sessions like we used to have and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think that has changed. And I guess that's probably with the technology and everything that things like that have changed. More of kids being inside the house on their computers opposed to being outside playing like we used to do back in the day.
Mm.
So
And speaking of which, block party or the club?
and I like them both.
Like, oh, that's cool. That's fair.
Block party during the day, and then everybody get together.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. You can still pull that off if you had to.
No. If I try to go to the club, I'm asleep for at least 2 or 3 days now. I can't.
Yeah. I joke with people. 9 o'clock is the new midnight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember partying Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and still working. Being to work on Mondays. And now, look, if I go to a party on Thursday and Friday, I'm sleeping until at least Tuesday or Wednesday. So.
Yeah. So even with that said, so Symphony Hall or the Pack?
Symphony Hall.
Yeah, there used to be some
Symphony
shows
Hall.
up in there. Yeah, they still have shows. They still do shows. I mean, obviously before pandemic jumped off, they were still doing stuff down there.
They were still doing little stuff down there, yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they're in a renovation now.
Okay.
Well, they're getting ready to start a renovation of it now, so they can have more stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great Adventure Action Park.
Great Adventures.
Great Adventures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if hopefully. That pipe. Speaking of that, hopefully you'll get your Jersey pass revoked. You know what exit that is?
Great Adventures?
Yeah.
Exit 7.
All right, just want to make sure. 7A to be exact. 7A. Yeah, all right, just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to get your Jersey.
It's 7 or 7A, but it's one
7A. 7A.
Okay, right. 7A, yeah.
I just want to make sure. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram, because it's more controllable.
Okay. All right. The Cosbys are Blackish.
Oh man. Both of them, I love the lessons in both of them.
Okay.
Cosby's because I love the nostalgia of it.
Mm-hmm.
Blackish because it's more dealing with today's subjects.
Yes.
So yeah, but Cosby was dealing with the subjects back then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what: Beverly Hills Cop or Training Day?
Training Day.
Okay.
Training Day.
I know you're not at liberty to say this, but you probably know a couple of Alonzos. So we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone, though. We'll leave that alone. Yeah. My little one here, I was like, I'm talking to your big cousin. I know you don't remember her or met her, but you got a question for her? She said, yeah, I got a question for her. So I'm going to give you my Nyla question here. She just said, do you have a police dog?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I have a German Shepherd, but he's not trained for police powers. Okay. But I do have a German Shepherd, and I love German Shepherds. Yes.
Okay.
I do.
All right, she'll get a kick out of that. She wanted me to ask you that. Best part about being a mom?
Oh, seeing my kids grow up and become productive citizens and doing things that they love.
Yeah. Go ahead, plug them.
Yes.
You got tequila thing going on?
Yes, I have.
I see the bag.
I see the bag.
I see the For Life bag. Yes, I do.
Yes, there's For Life tequila. I should have had it sitting here. He's going to kill me, but yes. Mm-hmm. ForLifeTequila.com.
Yes,
he's the youngest Black tequila owner in the United States. Mm. He just launched. He actually has a launch party this weekend in the Maryland, D.C. area that we're going down to. It's here in Jersey. Mm-hmm. Soon it will be in Connecticut.
Okay.
They're making their way to New York and Connecticut over the next couple of weeks and stuff. And he has his clothing line, which is For Life clothing line.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the youngest. And then the oldest one is in school for nursing and doing his thing. He's a father of 2 girls. And then I have a middle son. So it's beautiful.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
I love seeing that they are doing the things that they love to do because they allow me to do something that I love to do. They didn't choose this career. I chose this career, and they came along with me, the horrible hours, the missed holidays and stuff like that. And, they were my ride or die. And now I'm their ride or die. So they can, accomplish the things that they want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of accomplishments, You probably got a bunch of them, and you're gonna have a bunch more coming. But what's three of the best moments of your life up to this point?
Oh, of course. Wow, being a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes those wasn't good moments, but yeah. Of course, being a police officer and then marrying my husband.
All right.
Yeah. Then my next one will be retiring.
Yes.
Yes.
No, the clock's ticking.
Clock is ticking.
Definitely ticking here.
Yes.
Book on your life. What would you call it?
Book of my life.
Book on your life. What would you call it?
Oh, you could do it.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah. Exactly. You definitely did that. So the Shukirra now. What advice would you give that 17, 18-year-old senior Shukirra at Behringer? What advice would you give her?
The troubles that you go through is going to be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let anyone stop you from doing what you truly want to do. No matter what it is, you can still at least try to accomplish it. If you fail, it's okay, but at least you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one here, I know might be a tough one, but
oh geez.
What would your parents say? Before you answer that, I know my uncle, your father here, lived in and out of correctional facilities. You had some brothers doing the same thing here. And for you to be on the other side of that, it's just, it's interesting. And and again, I don't know if that had any influence on you, not to want to just to be a police officer. Just basically you grew up, having to visit, that uncle of mine, as far as, why he's locked up and all other stuff here. But I just want to what would him and your mom say? What they say about you?
He would probably be shocked and like, why?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he would.
And, don't come and get me. Yeah. But I think in the long run, I think he would have probably been happy, for me.
Yeah.
Definitely, I know my mom would have been happy for me. Yeah. Again, this wasn't a job or a career that she wanted me to do. Mm-hmm. But knowing that I did it, I know she will be happy for me. Yeah. Yeah. And again, even with my brothers that's, been in and out of the system, seeing them when I do see them, they're fine, and I tell family members, look, this is business. This ain't personal. This is my career that feeds my family. So if you somewhere doing something you're not supposed to do and I got to show up, it's business.
Yeah. That's right. And I know you mentioned retirement. I don't know if it's anything else here, but what's on deck for you? What's next here?
Just again, day by day. I have 4 years before I can retire, and I don't know. I'll just take it when it's time. Mm-hmm. Got to prepare for it.
Yes.
When it's coming up. But what I'm gonna do next? Probably not much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably not much. Do something to keep me busy, but no, probably not much. Mm-hmm. Just to know that I would have, when it's time, done this career that I've always wanted to do. I started it, I maintained it, and now I'm coming to the finish line. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, no, great finish here, great finish. Yeah. And Shukirra, it's interesting you mentioned even in the beginning of this to talk about how one of your favorite, superheroes was Wonder Woman here. You've been a lot of people's Wonder Woman, and like I mentioned to you, just even like one of my heroes, one of my, not only my big cousin, but one of my heroes, just to see, what you've endured and what you've been through, and still coming out on the other side, just shining and glowing, says it all here. And I just thank you, just thank you for all that you've done. Cut it out. With all that you've done and continue to do, with those 3 boys of yours, and the 2 granddaughters, Doug, everybody here. Like I said, I know you say you're gonna do nothing's probably on the horizon once you get said and done, but in the same reference to that day comes, you doing nothing here. You're gonna continue to be that great police officer, that great mom, never mind a police officer, and that great Black woman, female that you are. And I just wanted to say thank you for, again, being one of my everyday heroes, my big cousin here. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And you've always been a supporter, coming to Isaiah's games all the way up here in Piscataway and everything. So we truly appreciate you, and just nothing but blessings to you and, for the future and stuff, especially for that baby girl.
Yeah, you tell me I'm going to need your gun.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, nah, definitely be well. Enjoy your trip. Tell Doug I said what's up, and the boys. And hopefully, like I said, we will connect in person soon with all this stuff subsiding and getting a little easier here. So hopefully, y'all can
Yes.
connect here.
Okay, not a problem. We will do it. I'll be bringing the full life tequila.
Absolutely, that's what it
Yes.
is. Definitely. Nah, be well. I will talk soon.
All right, kiss the family for me.
Absolutely. All
All
right.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's why I do this. That's why I do this here. Just uh, family, nothing like family, and family thriving and doing well. Those who ain't doing so well, for them to get up and maybe see this and just be like, you know what, I got a whole lot more living to do. Let me shake whatever rut I got going on off here. Shakirra, thank you so much. Thank you being my big cousin and everything here. So step away, and until next time, I put my hand over my heart. That means I feel you. Yeah.